Hi, I'm Jack White.
Jack Lawrence.
We're the Racounteurs. 89. 89 FM.
Tô aqui com o Jack White e o Jack do Racounteurs, atração do Popload Festival, promoção da 89 Rádio Rock. Hi guys, how are you?
Good. Hi, doing very well.
Happy to be here in Brazil for the first time.
Yeah, so how you've been? You first time in Brazil?
As the band.
He was here with he plays in the band City in Color from Canada as well. But this is the first time the Racounteurs have come to South America. So.
And what can we expect for a Racounteurs concert tonight?
We're all going to levitate for 3 minutes straight and perform while we're levitating. Yeah.
And what do you guys remember from Brazil for the other times you came with other bands?
Let's see. I got married here.
Sure.
So it's always been great. It really has. It's always been amazing. And
the crowds. Always the crowds. It's exciting to play in front of people that are that excited to see you play.
I know Fermin Records released Caetano Veloso record. What else do you guys know about Brazilian music?
Well, we love Os Mutantes a lot, that's for sure. That's probably my favorite thing.
And you guys are also going to release a live in Tusa, in EP. Mm-hmm. You guys think you work best live or in studio, or both?
Two different beasts, really, for us, and we're lucky in that we're lucky to be a band that has two different sides to us like that. I mean, I think what we can do live is very, very interesting. There's a lot of musicianship in the band, but it's not like where I've played with musicians who are sort of from the bluegrass background or from a bluesy background or something. This band has got very diverse interests, so it's when it comes together, it's really, really interesting, the things that come off the top of our head when we play live. And in the studio, the craftsmanship that Brendan brings to it really changes up what we're doing.
And you guys work with other bands. How do you guys decide, oh, this is a song from Racounteurs, this is not?
Well, I can, it's just a gut feeling, really, but mostly it's because of the songwriting between me and Brendan, sort of that Lennon McCartney, Jagger Richards sort of team. Brendan and I write the songs, and then the four of us basically perform and turn them into something that becomes a real Racounteurs song. I guess this band has to start with me and Brendan, I think.
And you guys wrote a lot of great riffs. I'm curious about how do you work your riffs? It's in your mind and you put it on the guitars, on your bass, or you just play and say, oh, that's a good riff?
Yeah, I think, probably the floor is probably covered in the studio of riffs that didn't make it and that weren't that interesting. If you play them and it doesn't resonate with you, you just move on to something else. The ones that you end up recording and performing live are the ones that appeal to all four people in the room. Someone said, ooh, what was that? Play that again, You need the other people and the four of us to sort of inspire one another to say, oh, that's something we should continue working on.
And the opening track for the album, I think for the show too, Born and Raised, a really good song. I think one of the greatest to open an album in a show. And you say California, born and raised, but any of you guys are from California?
Right. You want to?
Yeah, that was weird. I don't know how that. Like Brendan was, it had to be a certain syllables. You wanted a syllable, or
Minnesota,
Mississippi. Those things wouldn't work, and that just kind of worked best for that one.
And we see a lot of bands are using pre-recorded tracks, playbacks on stage. You guys don't. You guys use only live things. Why do you guys think a lot of bands are using pre-record tracks?
I think probably just they came up in that period where that was the thing to do. I think we came up in a period where that really didn't exist that much to play with pre-recorded stuff or samples. So for a rock and roll band, but I think in modern bands it was more prevalent when you came out. A lot of modern bands have not played live together that much until their first shows. They'll play one, record one part at a time at home on Pro Tools maybe. Different beast altogether, almost working from the recording backwards to the live thing being what happens last. Whereas more time period we came from and before, you started off with your live performance, the way you played together first, moved on. I'm not saying one is better than the other or anything like that. That's just the period we came from.
And what about people don't use the cell phone bother you guys really much when people use cell phones during the concert?
I don't mind the taking pictures or filming. I just mind the looking at it the whole show and not engaging. You can really tell when you look out in a crowd. You can see people looking down, and it's not. There's nothing you can do. I mean, you set off explosions or fireworks to try to get people's attention. It's sort of not really fair. I mean, if everyone did that during a movie, no one would be able to follow a plot during a movie. You know, so we do that for films. We turn the lights off for a movie, and everyone puts their phones away, and we watch the movie and try to engross yourself in something. So that's all we're trying to do.
I never thought about like that, like the movie. Yeah, they tell you to do that in movies, right?
And I heard some news that people are not playing and buying guitar as they used to be in the past. Why, as you are a guitarist and you guys as a musician, think about that? And what advice would you give to people that are teenagers, child that start to playing guitar now?
Yeah, well, you know, that's still the most popular instrument, I think, in America, maybe still the world. I'm not sure. It's prevalent in so many cultures. I mean, there's still these giant stores called Guitar Center in America that they're still in business, and they got hundreds of guitars on the wall, so someone's buying them. As far as pop music, that stuff goes like this all the time. I mean, people have declared rock and roll and guitar music dead, but it's either guitars or synthesizers or guitars or synthesizers. I mean, it's one or the other, and it always will be. People sit down and write a song and got to write it on something. I doubt they're going to be picking up a banjo or a mandolin very often. More likely something with keys on it or something with, 6 strings.
A lot of people consider you one of the best guitarists of the century. Do you agree with that?
I don't think so. No, I mean, but the one thing I always just tried when I was younger was to not aim for proficiency, not aim for playing a million notes or being the fastest player or anything like that. I wanted what I played that it really came from my gut. Whether it sounded good to other people, I don't know. I mean, that's sort of up for their decision, but it had to come from my gut, what I think sounded good, so.
And last question, what is next for Racounteurs? Are you guys going on vacation, work with other projects? Are you guys writing new songs on the road?
Well, we have a few more shows left, and then next year we're looking at possibilities of maybe playing some more. We recorded a lot more songs that we weren't able to get to finish, so who knows.
Thanks so much, guys, for your time.
89, a Rádio Rock.